All right. Good morning, guys. It is 6:32. It is November 26th. Hopefully everyone's feeling well, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Seemed like we were gonna have a little bit of a whiplash going into this week, considering that last night, there was a news from the president-elect about tariffs, which he ran on. So I remember, when he was president, a lot of different times when he put out those tariff news, all of a sudden the futures would be down 40, 50 handles, and we'd have a day in front of us. And then, yesterday the knee-jerk move down was literally, 20 handles, and now all of a sudden, look at this. You come in today and I guess if you sold every time he did that last time, you didn't do so well. So the market's getting a little smarter. But anyway, so the SPYs are up 36 cents. Not a big deal whatsoever. You have a bunch of things happening. At this point yesterday, if you remember, we came in and everything looked fantastic yesterday. Futures were up 40 handles. Things were gapping up, and that's why everyone's like, "Red Dog, are you adding to things this morning?" I'm like, I always sell some things to net money. So yesterday I did come in with a lot of Tesla long and options and put sold, and it was up 7. So if you sell into strength and you sell when it doesn't hold a prior high, you net money, and then you're able to buy lower or at least lock something in if all of a sudden the trade is a little bit different than you expected. Even with the SPYs, everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to new highs yesterday," and meanwhile we kissed the old high of November 11th, and we came in and actually held where we had to, and now all of a sudden we're building, going right, and things are just fine. At this point, we'll see how it goes. There was a crazy rebound at the end of the day yesterday. My goodness, the last 10 minutes, like nobody was even talking about it. You had a crazy buy imbalance on Apple, on some of the mega cap tech names that have been under owned the past few weeks. And then you had a big sell imbalance on the names that were a little crowded, like a Tesla and like a NVIDIA. So what happens is with the rebounds, just to educate you guys a little bit. So like Apple, for instance, for years, Buffett was buying Apple and the company was buying Apple and everyone's buying Apple to take shares out of the float. So when they had to do the rebounds and funds had to have a certain percentage of Apple, they had too much because it was less than the float and they had to just sell it, and that's what happens in the last 10 minutes. This time with Buffett reducing his stake in everything across the board, which is what he's been doing, not just Apple. It's not an Apple problem, Bank of America, this and that. Then all of a sudden there was a buy imbalance. So anyway, so we'll see if this holds, this goes sideways. So if you want to, take a look for like what happened. So look at Apple. Okay, Apple's down 50. Look at that move at the end of the day. This wasn't big news on Apple. I was like, what's the news on Apple? I'm like, there's no news on Apple. It's a buy imbalance. And thank goodness I had a lot of options on. So it kind of helped me. I sold strength in the morning when it gapped up. It faded all day, bought some back, and then boom. And then look on the flip side of what happened to Tesla. Tesla, besides being weak, then it was a sell imbalance. So there was no bad news on Tesla. It was just that it was too over-owned, pre and post election. So funds had to reduce it, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, with that being said, we'll see what shakes out, today. I'm still managing a portfolio approach and it looks just fine. The small caps had a crazy V move. Guys, I teach the Red Dog reversal all the time, and look what happened here. First, you had go below a prior high. It was a retest, and then boom, then you had a higher low, and then it took back the 8 day. You didn't even have to buy it here. You could have been a buyer at 232, and now it probably just needs some time to digest as it made a new high. There's always ways to enter the trade, but you need to know how to do it, and that's the techniques and tactics I try and teach over time. Whether it's a pro earnings gap, whether it's the Red Dog reversal, whether it's using sell rules. These are all things that created the Red Dog mindset over the last 30 years that has helped me in trading, has helped me in life, and hopefully one day will continue to help you. So with that being said, we'll see how it goes. So what are some of the things that I'm focused on? Okay, first of all, I bought the dip in this IBIT this morning. Here's the 8 day. The 8 day is right here. That's 53. It already stopped some people out. So you got to be a little careful here. The chorus got a little bit too loud on Bitcoin, which I get. That's why I said you want to be in it here. You want to be in on October 11th when it starts the big move towards 85,000, which was the target, not 100,000. I said 100,000 Christmas, not Thanksgiving. So it got a little ahead of itself. So it's allowed to, pull in. So anyway, I sold into strength yesterday. I bought a little bit and I bought a little bit here. But to be honest, the real level that I think will hold. And if we get down here, maybe I'll go out and buy some new calls for the IBIT for that 100,000, but I'll go out to maybe December 20th. So in here, I'm buying a little bit of the dip, and in here, I'll go out and I'll buy options above 57 for like a month out. We played Mr. really, really well. This was like the day that we had that big reversal, and I told you guys about all the different reverse ETFs to short Mr. and it was awesome. And then even yesterday, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm buying Mr." I'm like, Mr. has a big wide range broken distribution candle. You should not be buying Mr. for a while. And yesterday it was a sell, and now it held kind of here the 8th day. This morning, I'm sure Mr. is down with let's see, let's go to Mr. for a second. Mr. is probably down like 20, I would assume. It's down 27. Okay, that's good. I'm actually short. I shorted premium. Every time we've rallied up, I've shorted this $700 calls for like $10 and $15. It's been working pretty well. So now what? Okay, so you have here, this is the IBIT. Right now it's at 52.20. If you got caught chasing, that's what happens. The chorus got really, really, really loud. Anyway, so this is 375. Here we're opening below 383. This low here is 371. And then here's your 21 day. So I would think that Mr. should be a really good buy into here. So if you missed Mr. and you missed the whole move, okay, which is fine. Hopefully you caught other things in crypto land. I would write down 340. I think 340. Then you're getting $200 off the high. That to me is a good spot for you to buy the dip. It might not even get there. It might just, hit this spot and bounce off, or you might get a 5-15-minute low. But this would be a spot where I go out and I buy some longer term options, for the next move that we have in crypto, and we'll see what goes on from there. Let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. Let's see who we got here. We got Tony Wallace. Good day, my friend from Florida. Oh my God, Bitcoin is literally crashing. It's not crashing. It's at the 8th day. Apple was strong early. Yes, that's true. I trimmed a little bit and bought some back. Mister's down almost 7%. That's great since we're a short premium. There's two sides of every market. What up, Rolanda? What up, Allison? We got Get It Done in the house. Been joined on Mikey Pag. Scott, do you think adding to Mexico ETF like the EWW makes sense? Let me write that down. I haven't looked at the Mexico ETF in a long time. But anyway, if you are, I'll take a look for you. SMST's up 12%. Yep, I put that on your radar. Some guys have been buying the dip there. Every time Mr. rallies, they buy the dip there. What I've been doing is I've been selling premium $200 higher, figuring it's kind of safe. Anyway, that's been working. Good morning. Enjoyed the turkey video. Yeah, listen, Blair, you know that. This weekend they had a big turkey drive at TBJ, and I went there and I gave in, a turkey and some sides. And, you got to do that. Otherwise, you have to give, you can do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, there are things that help your inner strength and how you feel. And helping people is great. You got to do it. I'd rather help so many people out there and give 1,000 turkeys than pay, 50% in all in taxes and let Washington distribute my money. I'd rather distribute it myself and see the eyes of the people you help. That's what life's all about, is helping people. But anyway, let's move on. So funny thing is, guys, I hate to say it. I don't want to see anyone get in trouble, but this Rumble is crazy. Like my friend, it was right here, okay, or November 18th, or November 19th, where my friend Philly Beans is like, Red Dog. He's like, someone got tomorrow's newspaper today. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there are so many options bought in Rumble between December to January, from the 8s, the 10s, the 12s. I was like, okay. I wonder what they found out. Obviously, somebody said something. And P.S., I bought them too, but no one told me anything. I just saw the stock and I know the name and I know the platform. So I bought the $7 calls. I bought the stock and I've been adding. And here you are, Rumble's at up 5%. And they said now they're going to buy 20% in Bitcoin. Like, not saying you're late. I'm not saying Bitcoin topped out, but Bitcoin might have topped. Bitcoin might have topped out for 2024. Call me crazy, but I'm just saying, now they come out with the news. It's fine. I'm long the stock. I'm going to sell some. I'm going to sell some options. Like I was kind of hoping GME says that they've been doing it already. Like, hopefully they've been buying Bitcoin at 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. Not, hey, now in the future we're going to buy it, and here we are at 92,000. But anyway, this GME is pretty set up. I only play this a few times a year when it's really, technically looking good, and you're looking for a catalyst, and it could be explosive. And so far, this looks pretty good. 29.80. I think it gets above that. We could see 35, and then we get paid pretty handsomely. Yesterday, I said, "Call me crazy. I'm buying AMC," and people still love this thing, in the retail land and in Reddit land. And to me, it just was this stock's been in the same spot for a long time under accumulation. And there are people going back to the movies, and they've raised a gazillion dollars to upgrade a lot of these theaters. The theaters aren't the same like the way they used to, where you hurt your back and you come out and you're in pain. Like, there are rocking chairs, you can put your stuff in. A lot of these theaters now, like, dining, you could actually have a beer at a movie theater and eat like a real, like, kind of appetizers and stuff. So anyway, maybe there's another move for this. Maybe it wants to get to here. We'll see. I'm long it right now. It's up 6 cents. Hey, what's the level that needs to get above, to squeeze? I don't know. All I know is that this was 596 back in June. I think that if it gets and stays above 5, it's really more about the volume. A ton of volume needs to come in, and then a ton of options have to come in, and then they need to have some kind of gamma squeeze. But for now, I'm in it. I'm in stock. I'm in options, and we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. And I'm going to stay with it. I have a feeling, over Thanksgiving weekend, there's going to be a lot of people at the movies, a lot of people traveling. The weather's not supposed to be great. You have Wicked, which is awesome. You have Gladiator 2. You have other things coming out. So it seems like the CEO wants to get out some news and get things going, which is kind of what happened with rum. Guys are probably making fun of the CEO, saying, look, this stock has done nothing this entire year. What are you going to do? How are you going to change the narrative? And he's like, you know what? I'll just take I'll take a page out of Sailor's book. And then that happened. Anyway, Amazon finally moving. Yeah, you know what? A lot of guys are like, hey, Amazon. All Amazon did is retest this area, retest this 195 to 200 zone. It woke up yesterday. What's Amazon doing today? Amazon is, up 50 cents. It's not running away, but I think there's a chance. By the way, Amazon, what did it have on the last 2 hours of that day? It had a bit of a, it wasn't really caught in the buy or sell program. But, you have a little descending channel here. Here's like 201.50, gets above that. Your next spot's 205. Some guys into this dip went out and bought December 20 calls, the 205s. It hasn't been such a focus for me, but, I hear you. Amazon's looking okay. It's looking pretty good. Apple, to me, also. Apple got above this 230, whether it was a buy and balance or not. I think Apple above 230, let it stay above it. Next big area is going to be this 237 area. Can it get above and stay above it and give you a move towards 250? At this point, I don't think anyone's selling it because they have to pay taxes on it. And I think if you sold it already, you sold it, and maybe they do have a foldable phone coming out in 2025 that I think would absolutely be fantastic for it. So I think Apple and Amazon look okay. Tesla got a little beat up yesterday, but I'm not that worried about it. I sold some puts. But again, if you want to do sell rules, right? I talked to you guys about sell rules. So you want to have a little lesson right here. So here, let me just show you something. So you go to, the Twitter, which I'm live right there. Okay. And you go to my sell rules that I always, tell you to print out, which are right here. Okay. So these are the sell rules. So bottom line is there are 4 different sell rules. One is you sell some strength. You take a little profits when things gap in your favor. Another is sell when it doesn't hold a prior high, right? Write that down. Then maybe when it goes red, and then if the trade changes. So you have 4 different ways to protect yourself and then figure it out. So with that being said, let's go back to the Trend Spider, which is my partner. Okay, let's go back here. So what happened? It was up $6, $7. You could have sold some. If you came in with 1,000 shares, just say maybe you sold 300 above, 360. And then it didn't hold 358. It was still up a lot. You sold 200. Now you sold 500. You booked money. Then all of a sudden, doesn't hold 348, goes red. And now you're smaller, figuring it out. And now I would think, hopefully it holds this 330 area and holds this gap. If it doesn't hold this gap, then to me, the trade kind of changes. And that would be pretty annoying. So I'm hoping that we just kind of hold in here, rebuild a little bit and then try again. But what I'm hoping for and what happens are 2 different things. But I'm prepared for it. At this point, Tesla's up $1.77. Hopefully it sticks, rebuilds. The end of the day was a sell-in balance. It wasn't anything material, and we'll see how that goes. But that's how you book money and turn a good morning into a decent morning versus a rock star morning versus a horrible morning. There's a fine line between making a lot or making a little and losing. The last thing you want to do is turn a great trade into a loser, right? Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to tread lightly here. I was hoping for a down opening in NVIDIA. NVIDIA is right at the 50-day. So NVIDIA might, what I would think would be a great setup in NVIDIA is if sellers come in and kind of get it to go red and get it to break below this 135.80 and then put a little bottom tail, get your red dog reversal, and then day 4 down into the 50-day. To me, that's a good buy. Up 85 cents. It's fine, but I wasn't just going to buy it on the 50-day. Stock hasn't been below the 50-day literally since September. So this is a big situation to see whether or not there's a real change in composure versus just a little bit of a rebalance where other things are bought and this was sold. But look at this. This is a red dog reversal sell. That means get out if you're active, right? If traded above 149.76, went to 152, couldn't hold it. That's a distribution candle. That's not an accumulation candle. And then if you got out there, no pain. And now we'll see if we get a red dog reversal down here. So I will be watching down there. All right, guys, I appreciate you. It's 6:48. It's Tuesday. Make sure that frozen turkey, if you have one, is out, thawing out. And get ready for the week. Thanksgiving's coming up, my friends. Be thankful. Be thankful for breathing. Be thankful for sweating. Be thankful for things that you have. And then work for some things that you want. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit.